Hope everybody's doing good. Here today just to real quick talk about some of the stuff I think you should get off the Wii U eShop before it closes. Most people probably don't have a Wii U, but if you happen to see this and you have one day, left to spare, this is the time to get the stuff right here because it closes tomorrow. So we're gonna check out some of the stuff I think you should look at. A lot of the stuff I'm gonna talk about is stuff that don't think could come back. So I think it's a good idea to get it now before it's possibly lost. So starting off here, we're gonna miss the eShop music because the Switch eShop is just really barren and it just has no life to it like the the Wii U eShop, unfortunately, and 3DS eShop. So one thing I want to recommend off top is I think you should get the Breath of the Wild DLC and get Breath of the Wild physically. It already comes, so I'm going to be talking more about stuff that does not come physically, but I do think you should get the DLC because the DLC will be gone for Wii U, which you will not be able to get just by buying the Wii U copy of the game. So next, let's go down to the DLC stuff because that's a lot of the stuff I want to talk about. And I have some N64 games I want to talk about too. So first off, let's start off Wii Sports Club. Definitely get that. This Fatal Frame game, I just found out about that. This game, you can download it for free, but it has the downloadable content that is like $50. So I'm about to get that actually here in a little bit. I actually have to delete all my games just so I can buy all these games and then re-download them because I don't have the correct storage stuff right now. So you see it's $50 for the full game. So I think everybody should maybe check that out. That looks kind of interesting. I'm not for sure if it's really too good or not, but I think it's worth checking out. Okay, so that's just the first one. Alright, second, Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Okay, so all of the DLC for this is super important because this is going to be gone. I have all this already, but I will show it anyway. This is definitely a recommended right here. If you get anything, this is probably one of the most important things. There's a lot of DLC for it, but you can get packs. There's bundles. You see all these. There's these different bundles. So let's see. Yeah, you can just see there's a ton of stuff. I'll just go through it real quick. Yeah, there's pages. I'm not gonna go through it all, but there's a ton of DLC that you need to get for this game before it's gone because this is Smash Bros. It's history, so you don't want to miss out on it. And alright, Hyrule Warriors. There's a definitive edition out for the Switch that I believe has all the DLC that this has. But I think for the just historical sake, I think you should get this version's DLC before it's gone because this was the original system it came out for. So I think that it would be good to have this stuff right here, which I'm about to get this today. Now let's see what else. There's a lot of stuff on here. I'm going to go through also some of the games I bought recently on my Wii U. I didn't have a Wii U when it came out. I just got it last year, so I've been really enjoying it. Alright, Sonic Lost World. There's some DLC. I haven't played any of these games, and I've heard mixed reviews on them, but the DLC will be important because it will be gone. Anything with DLC on the Wii U or 3DS eShop is essentially going to be gone for right now, unless you, homebrew or mod your Wii U or 3DS to get these things. But yeah, these are good to get. I recommend them. I can't remember if those were free or I paid for those, honestly. I can't really remember on that one. I just got those a few days ago. I don't even have this game at the moment, which it says, you shouldn't get these if you don't have the game, but I'm getting them anyway if it allows me because I'm going to get the game. If they come physically, then I don't buy them on the eShop. I only want them. The only game that's an exception is like Devil's Third, which is like $400, and if I got a game of that, I wouldn't even open it probably because it's more of a collector's item. Alright, Xenoblade Chronicles X. I've never played this game, but this is an essential right here to get if you are into this type of game because this DLC actually improves the game, if I remember right. Let me check to make sure. This is like essential though. But it takes, okay, so you need this because this will be gone and this greatly enhances the game, I believe. So I'm not too for sure about this game, but that's what I've heard. So yeah, definitely get this. It takes up a lot of space, so you will probably, if you have, external storage device, or you have a SD card and a SD card reader that will somehow read on your Switch, because I couldn't get mine to. Even though I formatted my SD card, I actually called Nintendo, spoke to them yesterday, and they said I was doing everything right, and it could be the USB reader I have. I just bought it yesterday as well, but for whatever reason, it just doesn't seem to work on, I think, game devices. But getting back on track here, yeah, you can also delete all your games and just re-download them, because you'll always be able to download your Wii U and 3DS games. That's what the guy at Nintendo said. So Injustice, I'm not going to click on that, but yes, Injustice has a lot of DLC. You should check that out if you're into the Injustice fighting games. Resident Evil Revelations, it has a lot of DLC too. I'm going to start moving a little faster, not going through these. I don't know. Let me see. Shantae, I'll check this one out. I'm not for sure. It says it has DLC, but does it? Let's see. I'm not too for sure about this series. I know a lot of people are into the series, so if you're into this, I'm sure you're probably laughing at me right now because you probably know a lot more about it than me. So let's see. Yeah, okay, there's a little bit of DLC, so I recommend this too. Definitely recommend this stuff. Anything that's going to be gone that came out originally for the Wii U or something like that, definitely recommend it. So let's see what else. There's the DLC stuff is really important. You know, the game stuff is debatable because it may come back out, but some of the DLC I think will be possibly gone, unfortunately. Which when I was talking to the person at Nintendo on the phone yesterday from customer support, they were also saying they were disappointed that the Wii U eShop and 3DS shop was closing the way it is and everything. So yeah, definitely get this for the Batman game. This is, a lot of people say that this is the best way to play it on the Wii U, so I would definitely recommend this. Definitely. But the games though, unless if it says Wii U download only, that means most of the time that's only on the Wii U. But there are some of them that say that I actually think they come physically. But yeah, the ones that don't come physically at all, those are the ones you want to get. This Splinter Cell, there's some DLC for that. I'd recommend that, definitely. I don't know anything about the paint stuff or the other random ones, so I'm just talking about the ones I care about. How to Survive, that looked interesting. I'm not too for sure about it. I may get that. I'm not too for sure yet. And it has some DLC, I'm guessing, with it, so definitely check that one out. I think I'll probably end up getting it as well. Watch Dogs has some DLC. I'm going to end up getting that. Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage 2. I just checked that out. Definitely going to get that DLC. It looks very interesting. I love Tekken and Street Fighter type stuff. So, and then I don't know about this Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper. Hopefully I pronounced that right. I'll have to check into that. I don't know much about that. And the Skylander stuff, I don't think it says it has DLC, but I don't think there actually is any on there. I think I checked that and there wasn't any on there. So now let's go back to the main list, and I'm going to show you some of the more important games that you should get now that we've looked at DLC. Let's see, I can't get back home. I apologize. So used to using the different controllers. All right, so let's go to the Virtual Console. Let's go to the N64 games. So the main reason I even wanted to make this video is about Donkey Kong 64. And I know some people are probably laughing. Some people think this is a bad game, stuff like that. Donkey Kong 64 is not a bad game. If you think Donkey Kong 64 is too big of a game, play Breath of the Wild. And I've heard the same complaints about Banjo-Tooie, but if you play Breath of the Wild, you will never ever in your life say these games are too big. Alright, so Donkey Kong 64, this game right here is not on Switch Online, and it may not come to Switch Online. So this is a game that is a must pick up for this, because the only other way to play it is on, I think it came on it may not have been on the Wii Virtual Console, but it may have. Yeah, I think it may have, but some people say that, I heard somebody say they took off Smash Bros in order to put up DK64, and they were trying to make fun of the game and stuff like that, which I enjoy Donkey Kong 64 just as much as Smash Bros, and I know some people may find that crazy, but Donkey Kong 64 is a good game. But I definitely recommend this because this is an easy way to play it on an HD TV right here, or the newer TVs, whatever you want to call it. And so Donkey Kong 64, this is a great game, and this could be the only HD way to play this game for a long time. So if you want to play this on your new TVs in a good way, this is the way to get it. This is really the best way to do it. Unfortunately, I've heard a lot of complaints that the screen is slightly darker, but I enjoy it. I think it looks good. I really do think it looks good. Another one, alright, so this is going to be weird, but look, games like Paper Mario, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart, stuff like that. We know that that's on the Switch, right? The Switch is eShop, or not eShop, but their subscription, right? Which I also have. That's the NSO as well, Nintendo Switch Online. I'm subscribed to that as well. What's like $50 a year? I like that. It's cool and all. But the thing is, you can't buy any of these games, which is my problem. My only problem with the service is that you can't actually buy games like the eShop, like the Wii U eShop. And so these games right here, if the Switch, ever gets outdated, say in 10 years, and they don't preserve these in another way, then you essentially just rented all those games. And I believe that maybe these are a good thing to pick up. I think maybe, honestly, all the, if you're into Nintendo 64, maybe you should pick up all these games, if you're into them. So I may end up just buying all of these, but yeah, like reason I purchased this one, I've never even played Ogre Battle, but that's an expensive cart. And if I've never played a game and I don't know if I like it, I think it's better to spend $10 than $100+ just to buy a game I'm not sure I'm even gonna like. And like I said, some of these games, I don't think Ogre Battle is on the NSO. I haven't been on in a minute. I don't think it is, but yeah. So I think that's a good one you should get because if you're not for sure if you like that type of game, which I'm not for sure if I like it. I just heard that you should get it, so I myself got it. So. Yeah, I'm not really into Pokemon Snap, but I mean, if you're into that type of thing, definitely recommend it because Pokemon games definitely are important. I may get it though, like I said, I may end up getting all the N64 stuff. I love Kirby 64, Crystal Shards, definitely recommend that. This stuff is on NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, same with Star Fox, same with Super Mario 64, but like I said, one day it could disappear, so I think it's good to have it. And for me, I mean, I just want to have Super Mario 64 on the Wii U. Why not? I feel like I missed out on the Wii's Virtual Console, so I'm really upset I don't have, all those games on there, like Smash on my Wii, the original Smash on my Wii, and having, Super Mario 64 and all the other great games on there. So Harvest Moon 64, I'll probably get that as well. I've never played that, but, like all the games on here I'm going to get. Mario Party 2, you already know I had to get that, but let's see, anything else on here that I'd highly recommend. Like I said, I just recommend, if you're a fan of N64 and you have the money, get all of them. But the main ones, though, you really just want to get the main ones, like Ocarina of Time, Mario 64, and Donkey Kong 64. I'm telling you, get Donkey Kong 64. Out of all the games, I think that's the one you should focus on. I don't care what anybody says, because this game may not be coming back. You don't know. I don't know. With the Nintendo Switch Online, you never know what they're going to do. We don't even know if we're going to get Banjo-Tooie, which is ridiculous. So, alright, going back now. Now we're going to look at some of the Super Nintendo games that I think you should pick up. There's a lot of stuff that I could miss out here, so I'm just going to recommend. Alright, so Super Mario RPG, that's a definite recommend because that's not on the NSO yet, and we don't know if that's coming. That's an expensive Super Nintendo game. I have that one. I have most of these games that I'm talking about on here, so I just wanted this to have it so I don't have to use the cart, and I can just play it on my Wii U if I want to. But I still probably play the original, most of the time on my old TV just to get the old feeling, but yeah, anything you want Super Nintendo that is like expensive, like let's say Earthbound, that's a major pickup right there because it could disappear off of Switch Online one day, and you know how expensive. Well, I don't know, some of you may not. Earthbound is a very expensive game, so if you don't know, Earthbound is a major pickup on here because it's just an expensive game, and if it disappears from NSO for whatever reason one day, this would be a good way to have it. Same with like Link to the Past, any of these games that are could possibly disappear one day. Super Metroid, stuff like that. I haven't got Super Mario World, definitely gonna get that soon. The DKC games for sure, but all, anything you're into on the Super Nintendo that could possibly disappear or isn't on NSO, I'd recommend. Axelay, definitely recommend that. I don't think that's on the NSO, pretty sure it's not, and that's a fairly expensive game, so definitely recommend stuff like that. I got this, I believe this one's pretty expensive, this Castlevania, so definitely recommend that. Anything that's just really expensive, I recommend getting duplicate, having more ways than one to play it. If you can have a physical copy, get that, and then also have your backup on your Wii U. Any of this stuff I recommend. I mean, Super Nintendo is a great system. I love all this stuff. There's a lot of great stuff in the Super Nintendo. It's a shame we didn't get as much stuff in the N64 as they gave to the Super Nintendo. Wild Guns, recommend that. Super expensive game. So this is a great way to get it. I think that's on NSO, I'm pretty sure, but I think this is a good one to get still because the cart, super expensive. Let's see, just all of these games I recommend, honestly. The Super Nintendo is great. There's not too many games for the Super Nintendo that I could say, like, I don't like that are bad. I'm not into a lot of those puzzle type of games, though, but I will say that. Now, going back, let's go back to the, let's look at now, I apologize, trying to get back to the main menu here. Let's look at, let's look at the DS. Or no, let's look at Game Boy Advance first, actually. Okay, anything that is Zelda, I recommend. I'm a Zelda fan, so anything Zelda, excuse me, I can't speak. Zelda, Metroid, or Star Fox, I highly recommend. And I recommend anything like this, Golden Sun, Fire Emblem. I mean, I'm a big fan of all this stuff, honestly. I have not played Fire Emblem or Golden Sun, but I've heard great things about them. So I recommend anything. Honestly, there's just so much great stuff on the Wii U eShop. It just goes on. Wario Land 4, that's one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games. That is just a great game. If you don't know about Wario Land 4, look it up after this video, and I think you would want to play that game. That's a super fun game. So I'm going to try to move on a little bit faster. I don't want to make this video too long. It's already 16 minutes. Anything you like on here that could... Alright, the thing about this is you can play these on your HD TV right here. Game Boy Advance games. And let's see, what else? Hold up. There was one on here I really wanted to talk about. Oh, where is it? Oh, it's for a different... Hold up, look, wait a sec. Yeah, all the Mario games. All those... the Yoshi's Island, Super Mario Advance 3. Let's see. Alright. Trying to go through this fast. Let's see. Yeah, the Castlevania stuff, definitely recommend that. F-Zero stuff. Let's see. Donkey Kong stuff, if you're into that. I may get that, I'm not for sure. Let's see. Contra stuff, definitely recommend that. Let's see. Rayman. Let's see. Yeah, but anything you're into over here, I think you should get it because you can play it on your HD TV and on your Wii U, you know, the gamepad itself with a bigger screen. So let's see what else. There's a lot of good stuff on here. Let's see. Let's go to... I don't want to touch on the NES because there's a lot of stuff in there. I recommend anything that's, you know, Zelda, Mario, Star Tropics. Let's see. There's a lot. I mean, NES, I don't play as much stuff in the NES, to be honest. I mean, I have respect for it, but I really, the oldest system I pretty much play is Super Nintendo. I do play games on the NES, but I don't play it that much, is what I mean. So, anyway, all the Zelda games, Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. I haven't played that yet, but I've heard good stuff about all those type of games. I'm going to try to get as much as I can off of here. Super Mario 64 DS, major recommendation, because this is a great way to play it. You know, this is a really good way to play this game. And this is a really fun game. To me, not better than the original, but Super Mario 64 DS is a fun game, and it's fun that you can have Luigi in the game, Wario, and Yoshi, and plays them as well, and that's fun. Fortunately, Waluigi's not in the game unless it's secretly in there, like we've all theorized for years. So let's go down. Like I said, I recommend all the Mario stuff, Metroid, Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon stuff, so you got a lot of stuff to purchase in here. But, like, you don't have to get this stuff. You know, this stuff does come physically. But the thing is, I recommend this stuff because it could disappear one day, never come to NSO if it's not on NSO. Mario Kart DS, that's history right there. Another Mario Kart game. So I don't really like the WarioWare games, but some of them, you know, a lot of people are fond of. So you definitely want to check that series out as well. Let's see. I mean, all this stuff is fun. It really is. And it's just a shame that the Nintendo Switch eShop is just so poor. Yoshi Touch and Go is a highly recommended one I've heard because of the touchscreen, I believe, on the Wii U is utilized very well for this game. So I think another thing I didn't mention is the touchscreen on the Wii U gamepad, I believe, goes with a lot of these DS games very well. So I highly recommend that. I'm definitely going to get that as well at some point. So let's see. What else could I recommend? From the Wii, I don't know if I can really, anything that's on sale, I'd say from the Wii, pretty much, and most of the stuff comes physically, so I really just recommend getting it physical, unless you just want a backup. So, unless it only comes, only on the eShop, then I don't recommend really messing with too much stuff, unless it's on sale on the Wii. So, I guess I can go through NES real quick, and then I can go through my games of what I've got and what I'm, some of the stuff I'm gonna get. So just real quick, going through the NES. Like I said, anything that's Zelda, I'm recommending. Earthbound Beginnings, definitely. Let's see here. The original Metroid, I definitely have to get that. Like I said, Star Tropics games. Ninja Gaiden, definitely recommend those. Dr. Mario, if you're into those puzzle type games. Mighty Final Fight, Gargoyle's Quest, all those type of games. Let's see. Yeah, the original Donkey Kong, if you're into that. More Castlevania, which I recommend actually. Let's see. Let me hurry up. Wario's Woods, that's interesting. Yeah, Mega Man, all the Mega Man games are on here as well. There's a ton of Mega Man stuff on here that you probably should check out, but a lot of it I do believe comes on like collections and stuff for like PS4, PS3, I don't know. I've heard that all the Mega Man stuff you can really get. But I do recommend the more expensive Super Nintendo Mega Man stuff though, because that would be always good to have backups on and be able to play on your HD TV real quick if something was to happen with those, or, yeah, just the Mega Man stuff is really going to be something you might want to look at. Excuse me, I clicked on 4. I need to click on 3. Try not to mess up my words here while I'm talking. Trying to go through this fast and trying not to make myself sound stupid at the same time, which is easy to do. Oh gosh, what a name. Let's see. Gradius or Gradius, however you want to pronounce it. Solomon's Key. Let's see. Just want to go through this, see if there's anything else that's worth mentioning. Xevious, if you're into that. I think Xevious just came to NSO. For some reason, I don't know much about City Connection. Maybe I know something about it. I have it added to my wish list, so I must have been interested at some point, so I need to check that back out, I guess. So now I'm going to go through, let's see if there's anything else that I'd recommend. Oh, I guess I can mention this. I wasn't going to talk about it because a lot of other people have already talked about it, but right, where is it at? Alright, so Twilight Princess HD, this is a very expensive game physically, so you may just want to get it on here. It's slightly cheaper. I think a physical copy is like 80 bucks, so if you're wanting to save yourself 30 bucks, I guess this would be the way to go, but I don't know. I think I prefer physical. I have the game physical. Still sealed, actually. I haven't even opened it. Alright, Wind Waker HD. This is actually a steal because this game is pretty expensive physically. So, I'm not for sure of the price, so I don't want to say in the video and be wrong, but I would guess it's probably expensive as well, like Twilight Princess. I have this game still sealed as well in the collector's version or whatever you want to call it. I forget what it's called, but I haven't opened it yet because I just haven't got to it. Because I've already played it, obviously, these the original way, but I wanted to get these because I just got my Wii U last year at the end of the year, and I wanted to get it before the Wii U eShop closed. So I highly recommend probably the Wind Waker HD, buying it on here if you don't want to spend a lot of money for the physical copy, because 20 bucks is actually a steal for this. But yeah, Zelda stuff, highly recommend that. And there's a lot of good sales as well. Let me go to the sales. I guess I should go to the sales as well. Where is the sales? Let's see, eShop exclusive. I apologize, guys. I'm missing where the sales are. Hold up, that's probably on the. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Games on sale. I apologize. There we go. All right, so Resident Evil 4. $3. That's a steal. But the physical copy of that is actually really cheap as well. So you may just want to get the physical. I don't know. It's up to you. DuckTales Remastered. That's really cheap. I've heard good things about that. Resident Evil, Monster Hunter 3, if you're into that. Shovel Knight, highly recommend that as well, but I think the physical copy is still pretty cheap for that, so it's up to you. Honestly, the Dungeons & Dragons, that looked actually pretty good, and that's, I believe, only on the Wii U eShop, so yes, anything that's only on the Wii U eShop, I'm recommending. Resident Evil, that Chasing Aurora game, I've heard it recommended, but I don't know, it just didn't look that good to me. Shantae, more of that. If it's only on the Wii U eShop, like I said, get it. Gunman Clive, let's see, I don't know about that one. I'll have to check that one out. I don't know anything about that. A lot of these, like SteamWorld Dig, stuff like that, I have no idea about stuff like that. My Switch Force 2. I think I saw someone talking about that, so maybe you want to pick that one up. I don't know. Just whatever you're into that you would be scared of missing out on disappearing is what I recommend. Silver Falls, I don't know about that, so I'll have to look into that one. Just a few of these I don't know about, so let's see. Like most of the stuff right here, I have no idea about that. So anything that you could find that's worth getting, get it. It's gonna disappear. Let's see. Hello Kitty Cruisers what? All right. Never know. It could be a great game. Maybe, I don't know. Dracula's Legacy. I added that to my wish list. I like Dracula, so maybe I need to check what that's about. All this stuff, I don't know anything about this. Don't know anything about all this stuff. So looking at the last thing, it's on sale. They don't have any of the good stuff on sale. They didn't care about anybody. I feel like the Wii U eShop closing is like a punishment for the Wii U just selling bad, which is a shame because the Wii U is actually really good. So now let's go back to the home and check out the games I have. My console is full right now. I can't download anything, so I have to actually delete all the stuff I have and re-download everything, which is a shame. All right, so right now I have Smash Bros. And got Mario Kart 8 that came on the system installed because this is the Mario Kart 8 version. Donkey Kong 64, you see it, representing for that game. Rare all day. Definitely get that. That was like the first game I got in here. I was like, I had to have that one. Super Mario 64 DS, you already know. Metroid Zero Mission, haven't played that yet, want to. Metroid Fusion, same with that. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap, Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, Wario Land 4, Superstar Saga, Partners in Time, Wii Sports Club, Kirby Mass Attack, Kirby Canvas Curse, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Nightmare in Dreamland, Mario Party Advance. I don't know if I haven't played this yet, so I don't know. We'll have to see if that's good or not. Mario Party I never played that either. I played all the other Mario Party games except Mario Party 7 and the other ones after that, I guess, basically. Everything before Mario Party 7, pretty much. So I probably missed out on a lot. Super Mario RPG, you already know. Earthbound, you already know. These two are like, expensive games, so you want to get them. Super Mario RPG, it's about $100, but still, but it's not cheap. But Earthbound, I paid a ton of money for my copy of Earthbound. I'm not even gonna say. All right, New Super Mario Bros. Definitely recommend. Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, recommend that. Super Mario Advance 3. Yeah, I recommend all the Mario stuff. I'm not gonna keep saying the names. Mario Party 2, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, more Kirby, Squeak Squad. A lot of these games like that, like the Kirby games, I didn't know about, and I just got them because I like Kirby and I wanted to play all the games in the series if I can. Earthbound Beginnings. Oh, and I didn't mean to disrespect these games. I love these games. So let me go back. Yeah, this is a great game, and I played the crap out of this as a kid. Super Mario Advance. I played that into the ground. All right, this Amiibo stuff is exclusive to the eShop and will disappear, so I recommend that. NES Remix and NES Remix 2. I think one of these got a physical release, but I recommend both of these on here. These are the best way to play these, and these could be the only way to play these. I'm not too for sure, so I apologize if I'm wrong in that, but highly recommend NES Remix 1 and 2. Both are extremely fun, and they remix the old games just like they said, and has some really, really fun stuff in there. I never knew about those till just recently, and they're really fun. Don't want to accidentally click on it. So we got Star Tropics 2. For some reason they downloaded backwards. Star Tropics, Castlevania. I don't know if I don't have all the Castlevania games, but I have a few of them on here. And physically, I don't have any Castlevania games yet, unfortunately. Super Metroid, Metroid Prime Hunters, Ogre Battle 64. I can't speak. Apologize. I'm mixing up my words. Anytime I get on camera, I start mixing up my words here. Like I said, I have never played this game, but I know it's in a more expensive physical cart, and I figured, why not try it out? This would be a good way to try it out and see if I actually like it. DKC series, you already know how to get that. Love those games. Nano Assault Neo, highly recommend that. I believe this is a Wii U eShop exclusive. It may be on PS3, like in a different version. I believe somebody said that, but I highly recommend this version, having it. Definitely recommend it. I got this Castlevania Dracula X. I believe this one is really expensive on the physical cart, so I wanted to make sure I have this. I may get all the Castlevania games if I can. Super Mario 64 definitely is a must. You got to have that. Wild Guns, that's an expensive cart, so definitely wanted that. Axelay, another expensive one. And I'm not big on the shooters, but I wanted to get this just to kind of try it out. Dr. Luigi. All right, so this is an exclusive game that's going to disappear, and this was part of the Year Luigi on the for Nintendo. So this is an important game, like historically, I think, to have. Even though I'm not into puzzle games, I just bought this because this is like history. Now, this one is one of the biggest ones everybody knows about, Affordable Space Adventures. This utilizes the gamepad very good of the Wii U, and this is part of the reason why you want a Wii U, to have the gamepad utilized, and it does stuff the Switch does not. And this is, the Wii U is a great system. It's a shame it failed, and I myself didn't buy it when it came out because at that time I wasn't big into playing Nintendo games, unfortunately. I always played Nintendo games growing up. Always had played Zelda games, but for a while, I was in my, when the Wii U came out, I was at that time partying and stuff like that. So I really only wanted to play more mature games, PS3 and PS4. I can't even remember if Wii U is like PS4. I think I can't really remember because it's been a while, but. Yeah, I definitely missed out. So last year I got this Wii U, and I've been going crazy on this thing, trying to get as much as I can. But yeah, Affordable Space Adventures, that's a really interesting game, and definitely check that one out. So as you see right now on the bottom right screen, I have no memory. It can't even download some of the stuff I just got right here. But after this video ends, I'm about to go buy some more stuff, and I'm about to delete all this stuff off here and have to re-download it because. Unfortunately, the external hard drive I don't have the correct Y cable in, and it won't be here till Monday, which is before the eShop closes because, if I'm correct, the eShop closes in the evening, on Monday evening, is what the Nintendo employee told me yesterday. So, it's a shame the Wii U eShop is closing because this is a lot of history going away. I think it's pretty messed up. I think it's messed up they closed the Wii eShop. Nintendo really needs to do something, I think, to preserve the DLC, especially because that's very important to a lot of these games. And I also want to mention again Breath of the Wild for this system because Breath of the Wild came out for the Wii U, and while it's better on the Switch, I know it's way better. I'm playing it on the Switch and just basically finished the game while making this. That I think it's good to have the original of every game, especially something as important as the Zelda series. So. My main takeaways from this, Donkey Kong 64, anything that's only on the Wii U eShop, as far as Wii U eShop, like games that are only on the Wii U eShop that you can't get anywhere else, the DLC that is going to be gone on here, and anything that's like DS, Game Boy Advance that looks better on your big screen that will let you, because some of them you can only play on the handheld, but some of them will play on the big screen, and anything that you want to see instantly HD that could be lost in history or time, this is the time to do it. So this video is already 33 minutes long, basically. So I need to end this. I need to wrap this up. I just want to say I love the Wii U. It's a shame that I was so late on getting to the system. This is a very fun system. If not for just being able to play all the old games, the Wii U has some great games. So I think the Wii U is a great system. I think the Switch is also a great system, and I would like to just see more preservation going forward for all these games and all the DLC. So I love Nintendo, and I hope if anybody from Nintendo just happen to see this video, which I'm sure they won't, but if they happen to see it, I just would like to see more preservation, and I would like to see the Nintendo Switch eShop improved. I want to see music. I want it to become more lively. I want it to have all these old games because right now we're just renting the games. We need that's the main thing. We need an option to buy the games off the eShop, the retro games, not just the new ones. We need that's what's so important about this eShop. We're losing the retro game aspect of being able to buy so many retro games. I mean, and we already lost a ton of exclusive stuff on the Wii shop. Like Super Smash Bros. 64 is not even on the Wii U eShop for whatever reason, which is a shame. So that's stuff that's already lost unless you want to homebrew your Wii, which is easy. So if any of this stuff, I'm not for sure if the DLC will be able to be homebrewed, but with all the people today, I'm sure there's a way that could. I try to do everything the legit way. So this is just me trying to be legit here because I just like to, if I can have it the correct way, why not? So that's just me. But yeah, if you could homebrew your Wii, you can get all those old games, and I'm pretty sure the homebrewing for the Wii U is also very good because I was looking up a lot of it yesterday, and there's a lot of people who have modded their Wii and stuff like that. You know, a lot of people mod different things, but a lot of people mod PSPs and people mod everything. But there's a lot of good modding I've heard for the Wii U, PSP, stuff like that. So I'm gonna end this video. Just want to make this video kind of as a going away for the Wii U eShop. It closes tomorrow. I'm kind of sad about it, and it's just the age of the Wii U is over. I think a lot of people thought it was already over, but it really is over tomorrow. So, goodbye Wii U. You have been great.